Hey vinyl community friends, Wes here, back with another record update. The past weekend here was the local library book sale that they have here, and it's actually the largest one in the state, and they get donations, and every 6 months they have a huge sale over 5 days, and it just wrapped up yesterday on Wednesday. Starts off, the first 3 days of the sale are just sort of normal prices, anywhere from 25 cents to $4, and then on Tuesday the price drops to half price, and then on Wednesday it's sort of a free-for-all and everything's 10 cents. Just sort of crazy. My batch of records I got on 10-cent day is one of the more interesting batches, I think, actually. But anyway, we're going to start off. I bought over 100 records this year at the sale over the 5 days. Actually, I only went 4 days. I skipped out on the half price day. So, just going to start with this first batch of records. These are the 25-cent records and the 50-cent records. And it was pretty good, so I want to go ahead and get into this as I got a lot to get through, and just going to go ahead and start. Starting off with would show the 45s I got. I didn't get into the 45s until Sunday. I didn't even bother looking at them on Saturday, just because Saturday is such a busy, crowded kind of day. It takes several hours to get through all the LPs, and just kind of running short on time, and then waiting in the checkout line always takes a long time on Saturday. So I just did the LPs and got out of there. And it was still like 3 hours I spent there. But let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, the first things, we have the 7 inches here. These were 25 cents each. We got the Bangles with Hazy Shade of Winter, and this has Joan Jett and the Black Hearts on the back with She Loves You. We got Tiffany, I Saw Him Standing There. And the B-side is Mr. Mambo. We got some our West Coast hip hop here. This is JJ Fad with Supersonic on 7-inch. One side is the instrumental and one side is the actual song. I do have a 12-inch single of this, but I didn't have a 7-inch, so I thought I'd go ahead and grab it for a quarter. Next up we got Mike and the Mechanics and the Living Years, backed with Too Many Friends. And we got Cameo's Word Up, backed with Urban Warrior. And then we get LL Cool J, I Need Love, and the B-side is My Rhyming Ain't Done. And then last but not least, in the 7 inches, we have Run DMC's You Be Illin', backed with Hit It Run. And You Be Illin' was sort of the first hip-hop song that sort of got me into hip-hop in general, and first thing I remember hearing on the radio was like, what is this? What am I hearing? So that was that. The only 25-cent LP I got was this Lisa and the Cult Jam with Full Force. I guess that's the name of the album, but I didn't pick this up. Figure for a quarter, it'd be good to listen to. Okay, this next pile of records we have, which is quite a few, were all the 50-cent records I got. This first one here, we have Carlos Santana with John McLaughlin, and this is called Love, Devotion, Surrender. John McLaughlin is somebody that gets talked about a lot in the vinyl community, and I don't really know a lot about him. So it'd be kind of interesting to hear this. I've actually put this on already and listened to it. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a strong influence of Carlos Santana on here, but then it mixes in with John McLaughlin and everything. So I thought it was pretty cool. Jan Hammer's on here, Billy Cobham. Pretty cool. So that was 50 cents. We got John Denver and the Muppets at Christmas Together. Just sort of slowly picking up a few Christmas things from the 80s, or this is actually 79, but sort of childhood memory type stuff. Just a little bit of Christmas stuff. We don't have too much. I got another copy of Genesis, and then there were 3. This isn't a perfect copy, but it's in a little better shape than the one I have. So I thought I would go ahead and grab it for now. For 50 cents, it's hard to pass these up sometimes. And next up we got The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl. It's got the shrink wrap on it, so it's nice and clean. All the records there at the sale, pretty much in general, are pretty good shape. A lot better than what you find at like a thrift store. A lot of times those are really beat. These tend to be in better shape. Next up we got Wynton Marsalis, Black Codes from the Underground. Sort of a blind buy for me. You know, Wynton Marsalis can be sometimes good, sometimes not so good, but you know, something to give a spin and see what it's like. And then along that same vein, we got Wynton Marsalis' Hothouse Flowers. This is from 1984. Pick that up. And then we got another copy of this Roger Miller's Golden Hits. I actually bought this online earlier this year just because I wanted to have King of the Road on vinyl. And this is actually a lot cleaner than the one I bought online, so this will replace that one. Next up we got The Fifth Dimension, Portrait. I like The Fifth Dimension a lot. This is in really nice shape. Pick that up. And then we got The Fifth Dimension again with The Age of Aquarius. Their big hit. And then next up we got Laura Nero's Smile. This is from 1976. Not familiar with this particular album, whether this had any hits of hers or not. And then we have Joan Baez Volume 2, her second album. That very cool, nice, really clean copies, and like I said, most of this stuff is really nice shape. And then next up we have Joan Baez in Concert, which is her third album. On Vanguard, these are, you know, all her stuff's on Vanguard early on. It's really high quality stuff. And then we got this Tracy Chapman. It's a pretty rough jacket on this, but the vinyl itself is in nice shape, and it's on this on the Quiet vinyl that I really like. That's sort of translucent a little bit, really quiet vinyl. But yeah, I mean, I know Fast Car, but I'm not really familiar with the rest of this album, so I thought I'd pick it up and give it a listen. We got some more West Coast tip hop here. This is Kool Moe Dee's Wild Wild West 12-inch. Cool stuff. I really do like that song. It's a fun song. And next up we got, adding more to my soundtrack collection, we got the soundtrack to Dune, which is mostly done by Toto. But the theme song is done by Brian Eno, Daniel Lanois, and Roger Eno. So, another one there. I like to put soundtracks on and as sort of background music. They make good background music because they don't require they don't require me to sit down and be fully into listening. You know, I can just put them on in the background. So I like soundtracks for that. Next up, we get the cast recording for The Wiz. Cool, 2 albums, and there's a poster, and a lyric book, and then some merchandise. Next up, we got the soundtrack to Star Wars. Really nice copy of this. Didn't have it already, so you know, it's pretty common, but I just haven't run across it before in a thrift store, so I was happy to find it at the sale. Really glad to have this now. And we have the soundtrack to Raiders of the Lost Ark by John Williams. Another fun soundtrack find. And then we have the Sounds of Sebring. Sebring is a sports car racetrack here in Florida, about 2.5 hours south of me. They do endurance sports car racing. It's a 12-hour race that is the big race every year that they have, and then they have, you know, there's constantly racing going on there, but the most known for the 12-hour race. And this is sound recorded from the 1956 race. I have another one of these albums that's from the 1959 race, I believe. And so this is just something I pick up every time I find one of these. Since I'm into racing and I'm into record collecting, this kind of crosses both things off for me, so it's really cool to find those. Next up, we got Bubblegum and Lemonade, Something for Mama, a Mama Cass solo album. Don't recognize any of the songs offhand from this, but maybe when I put this on, I'll recognize some of it. But I like the album cover for some reason, and thought I would give it a chance. And then finally, for this batch, we have Bill Cosby's 200 Miles an Hour, still in shrink. One of the Cosby albums I didn't have, so add that to my comedy collection. So those were the 25-cent and 50-cent finds. Next up, we'll do the 75-cent finds. There's enough of those to make one long video. So I'll see you then, and thanks for watching. Cheers.